Oh, gosh, this question. Is the Big Ten the best overall conference in college sports? I'm so ready to catch so much crap for what I'm about to say. But no, I don't think they are. And I think I'll be the only one in the media that will plant my flag on this hill. And it's a lonely hill, but I think it is the correct hill. Does the Big Ten have the most bragging rights right now? Sure. Is it the best at the very top? Yes. But I don't think being the best at the very top means you're the best conference or means that you've been taking over college sports. I think there's a lot more to the story from that. And the reason why I do not think that the Big Ten is the best conference in college sports from top to bottom is very simple. The Big Ten did not have the best overall win percentage this year in football, basketball, or baseball. They're not even close. So how can we anoint them as the best conference in college sports when they don't even have the best win percentage in either of those three sports? And right now, you turn on ESPN, you turn on Fox. ESPN has a contract with the SEC, and you still hear them saying this, which kind of baffles me. Oh, the Big Ten is the undisputed king of college sports. We can settle this now. They are the best in football. They're the best in basketball. They might be the best in baseball because of UCLA. And there is just as much media momentum right now for the Big Ten as there was for, like, the war in Iraq in 2003. Like, the media is just programming it, and everyone is just eating it up. And I'll be the black sheep of the media here. I don't believe in it. Simply because, look, you can say from a 10,000 feet view lens, oh, Big Ten has more natties than anyone else. Okay, they're the best conference. But telescopes were invented for a reason. And once you zoom in, you see, oh, wait, there's a lot more to that. And you look at the power ratings. I'm a big defender of power ratings when in terms of evaluating how good a team actually is, not where they should be seated. Just going to put that out there. No power rating has the Big Ten as the best overall conference in football or basketball. No credible one, at least. SP Plus has the SEC. Bill Connolly. Ken Palm does not have the Big Ten. Torvik does not have the Big Ten. Why? We'll start in basketball. Okay. You'll probably say, well, the Big Ten had a better record than the SEC did last year. First off, kind of. 79% win percentage compared to 76%. But when you realize who these teams are actually playing, listen to this here. The SEC played 56 games this year against teams that made the NCAA tournament and non-con. 33 of those games were against teams that were top 5 seeds in the NCAA tournament. You know how many Big Ten played? 35. 18 games against top 5 seeds. So sure, the Big Ten's going to have a better record in basketball because it's easier to play Akron than it is Duke, folks. Strength of schedule matters here. And they're playing easier opponents. They're kind of finagling their way around the system here. Kind of doing the same thing in football, too. Go look at Penn State's non-con and get back to me there. Go look at Indiana's non-con and get back to me. And speaking of football, I hear a lot of people say, oh, what about bowl season? Look what the Big Ten's doing the SEC in bowl season. Why do we consider bowl games gospel as results in college football? I mean, people are resting their starters left and right. It's just an invalid data point. For example, in the NFL, at the end of the 2024 season, okay, the Chiefs are 15-1. And the Chiefs rest Patrick Mahomes and a lot of other starters because they've already clinched the 1 seed. They lose to the Broncos 38-0. Are people going to go out and say, oh, that's it. Oh, the Broncos are the better team. We have the result here. They beat them 38-0. No. You know why? Because the Chiefs are resting their starters. Therefore, that's an invalid data point. Are you going to go out and say that the Steelers were better than the Ravens because they beat the Ravens with Tyler Huntley as their starter? No. Why do we do this in college football? Why do we do this? Indiana, Alabama, Rose Bowl. We can hold that as an absolute result because no team was resting starters. It shows that the Big Ten was better than the SEC at the very top. But how about the regular season results here? Okay, the SEC was 12-5 against Power 4 opponents in the regular season. You know what the Big Ten was? 5-6. 5-6. And you're telling me that the Big Ten is taking over college sports? Okay, maybe Ohio State, Michigan, and Indiana are, because those three have massive donors, Les Wexner for Ohio State, Larry Ellison for Michigan, Mark Cuban for Indiana. Yeah, they're massive spenders, but the rest of the Big Ten? No. This is a 3-team thing. This is not an entire conference taking over college sports. Look, you look at the bottom of the Big Ten in football. You've got 3-win Big Ten teams losing to New Mexico and UNLV. You've got 4-win Big Ten teams losing to Tulane by 3 possessions. You've got 5-win Big Ten teams losing to Cal. Who in the SEC that won an SEC game was doing that? I saw one SEC win Mississippi State team go out and beat a healthy ASU team with Sam Leavitt as a starter. And Sam Leavitt with ASU could have been a CFP contender. They were in the playoff 2 years ago. That's what I see. So long story short, we have a system that benefits the Big Ten greatly. Because in football, we expose the top, we hide the middle, and we hide the bottom. In basketball, expose the top, expose the middle kind of, and hide the bottom. Okay, so the bottom here isn't exposed for the Big Ten. This is fitting out perfectly in their favor. And this is unfortunate because for who the best conference in college sports actually is, we're not going to get a clear answer. Because if you think you're going to get, the SEC is by far the best then because of everything that you've said, the SEC has been so exposed at the top of that conference in football and now basketball. I can't sit here and say that they're the undisputed best in college sports. So because we have a bunch of cheap, egotistical, selfish people that run college sports that only care about their wallets and not the well-being of college sports, well, we're not going to get a clear answer. The clear answer would be, let's get a Big Ten SEC challenge in football and basketball. Let's have them play from top to bottom. You know how much that would benefit college sports if we had that? You know how much people would love that? Oh my gosh. The tribalism, the entertainment that would be displayed in that. But no, we got conference commissioners and we've got higher ups that unfortunately are too egotistical for this to happen because they don't care about the well-being of college sports. So as a result, we're left with a really gray argument. And I can try to fill in the black and white as much as possible. And yeah, there is reasoning for it. But until we get these conference commissioners actually coming together and putting down their egos, we're not going to get what everyone wants, which is a Big Ten SEC challenge. Have them play from top to bottom. Let's settle this. So long story short, man, Ohio State in 2024, Indiana 25, Michigan football, Michigan basketball this year. Were they better than any SEC champ was? Yeah, I believe they were. But once you start looking at more than just the top of the conference, there is so much more to see here than just that. In other words, when you get a full story, the full story, you get a way different answer. And unfortunately, the crowd wants this to be a black and white answer. Oh, the Big Ten's the best. Oh, the SEC's the best. Unfortunately, there's not a clear answer here. It's as gray as it gets. I can tell you that the Big Ten is the best at the top. I can tell you that the SEC is the best at the bottom. Middle's debatable. That's all I can tell you. But for now, man, this video was originally made to compare conferences just because there's a lot of narratives going around. But this has turned into a plea, man. We need commissioners to get together, and we need them to make an SEC Big Ten challenge. And when I'm commissioner of college sports one day, you bet you this is going to happen. Big Ten SEC challenge. We need it. College sports needs it.